This video is going to be a first look at the NatureHike Ultralight 60-litre backpack. It's not going to be a review, it's just a first look, and later on, once I've had a chance to test it really thoroughly, I will put a full review up on my channel as well. I purchased the NatureHike Ultralight 60-litre backpack off the NatureHike Africa website itself, and it cost 1,999 Rand. The advertised weight of the backpack is 1.16 kilograms. I'll put on the screen over here what the weight of the backpack is as measured on my own scale at home. And this is the pack. It's quite a substantial pack from what I can see. It's at least as large as the Deuter Air Contact 50 plus 10 litre pack that I usually use, but it does feel substantially lighter to me. The padding on the hip belt and the lumbar area seems pretty good. I must say, for an ultralight backpack, I was expecting really flimsy materials, but the materials used actually seem pretty sturdy to me. It looks relatively tough. There's a pocket at the bottom that I believe contains a rain cover. The pocket that has the rain cover in it has a little drainage hole, presumably to allow moisture to escape if you put the wet rain cover in there. And this is the rain cover. The one thing that I do immediately notice about this rain cover is that it has no way to attach it to the pack. There is no anchor or tassel or anything like that to tie it on. And I do not use rain covers that are only held on by elastic. I think it was the very first hike that I ever did in the Drakensberg. I was walking behind another couple and the girl had a rain cover that was only held on by elastic, and a big wind came through, blew the rain cover off and took it like a kite absolute miles away, so far away that there wasn't even a question of us going to go and fetch it. So I don't think I will be using this rain cover at all, and I do normally use a pack liner inside of my backpack, so I don't think not having a rain cover is actually such a problem. In fact, I think that this backpack could be a lot more ultralight if they'd done away with this quite heavy duty rain cover pocket at the bottom and the rain cover itself. I think that is a little bit unnecessary, to be perfectly honest. So the other thing about this backpack, as you can see, it has a fixed torso. So it is not adjustable to different torso lengths, which is of course a bit of a gamble. However, a nice feature is that the hip belt is in a sort of sleeve at the back here behind the lumbar pad, and that means that the hip belt should be able to swivel slightly as you walk. It's not quite as hardcore as those pivoting hip belts that you get on some of the Black Diamond packs, for instance, but this would allow a little bit of play. A feature that I am really pleased about is that it has two hip belt pockets, one on either side. They seem to be relatively large pockets as well. I'm just going to see if I can fit my cell phone inside of this hip belt pocket. So my cell phone fits pretty comfortably inside of this hip belt pocket. I don't have the most enormous cell phone, but there is still a little bit of space next to the cell phone on the side of the pocket, about a thumb's width. On the sides of the pack, there are two stretch mesh pockets, one on either side, and they also have a little drainage hole down in the bottom. There's a strap that runs right around the entire back of the pack, which I'm not entirely sure what the purpose is, perhaps as a compression strap, but my feeling is that this strap could easily have been left off. Then there is a cord running in a kind of zigzag fashion all along the side here. Then right at the back of the pack, there's this enormous mesh pocket right at the back, and I think that could probably hold quite a lot of gear. It looks pretty cavernous to me. Above the gigantic mesh pocket at the back, there's also another pocket, a slightly smaller pocket but still pretty big, in the back here, kind of like a lid pocket almost, and attached to that are these two straps, kind of strings, also with clips. And I believe that the idea of these is if you want to attach a bedroll or a tent to the top of your pack, you would be able to put these over it to hold it on. Then the top of the backpack has a roll top closure. So the idea is that you roll it and then snap the two clips together, similar to a stuff sack, and that's going to secure your pack. Then the shoulder straps have an adjustable sternum strap over here. I'm going to have to see if this sternum strap actually hits me in the correct place. I'm a little bit concerned that there's not a lot of play here. Then the other nice feature is on the one shoulder strap, only on one side, you have this extra little pocket with a elasticated draw cord to close it. I'm not 100% sure what the idea is with this pocket, if they're specifically thinking that you would put maybe some sort of satellite communicator or something in there. So the main part of the bag is just a gigantic cavernous space. There's no pockets or dividers or anything like that, and I actually do prefer that system because I'd actually just want one giant space to pack things into. From the inside you can actually feel that the main support, the internal support of this backpack, is a sort of U-shaped piece of metal. So the U-shaped piece of metal comes around like that to keep the shape of the bag. There's not a lot of space for air to flow. There's padding here, and the padding itself has some perforations in it, like fairly big holes. But I do feel like this might end up being a fairly hot pad, but again, I'll have to see that when I actually test it out on the trails. So I don't have anything in the bag at the moment, but I can already see that I'm probably going to have a bit of an issue with the sternum strap. And the torso length of this pack is a little bit too long for me. But once I actually have it loaded down, I will do a proper fit test and get a bit of a better idea about how much of an issue this is going to be. If you would like to see the full review, then subscribe to my channel so that once I've tested it out thoroughly, I can post the full review and you'll be able to watch that too.